Hello, Igami. Hello, George. Today the struggle continues. Every day I'm struggling. Yum, yum, yum. I think I'm gonna do just more clothing stuff in general. What if it's sketching them, drawing them, rendering them, blah, blah, blah. Because part of the issue is I don't know how to make flows of my own, which is, especially compression ones. I think if it's like tension ones, so you can kind of guess. I can kind of guess. But compression flows are the bane of my existence. It's not very good right now. Just do more, I guess, in general, is the idea. And then that's part of the issue. The other half is I couldn't see the colors in my reference. I don't know what's happening because there's too many colors. That one I can't really help. You just kind of have to do it. I'm doing it anyways, so I think that's fine. And yeah, and then finally there's also the rendering part in terms of so there's two kinds, right? You can do photorealistic studies, in which case you have to render a lot of different kind of edges and a lot of different sort of size of edges. I don't know how to say it, but like soft edges, right? You can have like a transition over a shorter period, a shortest amount of space, or a larger amount of space, and then it all changes. So the control on the brush that is required is pretty great. That is if you render it realistically. If you want to render it stylistically, then you kind of have to decide where what those shapes are gonna be. And I think for the most part, these sketches kind of have some of the shape. I'm okay with the shapes here at least. Some of these. I don't know if they make a lot of sense necessarily. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks kind of blocky. But overall, it stands. I feel like, at least like it's not as terrible as what I have elsewhere. So it would be nice if I can bring everything up to this level first. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, long story short, just do more and get good. Oof. So these guys, I think I'm gonna start with a trace. Imagine anime girl behind these clothes, like cloths. Then I wouldn't draw the cloths, right? I would just, yeah, I think it would demotivate against the actual cloth itself, if that's the case. You know, it's the why give them clothes if you're just gonna take them off later. Why eat when you have to poop later? Words of wisdom. I'm just gonna trace it once. For no apparent reason. I'm just doing this like because I want to. I'm not really sure what the best way to approach some of these studies are. So I'm just gonna do whatever that comes to mind first. Right now I feel like if I trace it once, maybe I have a slightly better idea of some of these shapes and simplifications that I can do. But whether if it works, if it's a good thing, helpful thing, useful thing, I don't know. I think eventually if I make a video on like, hey, things that I wish I had known as my younger self, I would like to include some of these like sort of how to study kind of ideas, how to break it down. I'm sure a lot of people have done it before, and I'm sure I could benefit a lot from watching some of those videos. I'm just really stubborn. I want to do things my way. I think there's value in struggling through it. I don't know if it's copium. Honestly, I don't know if it's copium. I keep thinking about this question a lot, is that, you know, it's like, recently Reddit has been recommending me a lot of those AI, against AI and for AI subreddits. And I feel like it's not very pleasant to look at. You know, like we are firmly on this side of the fence, right? We're not like, hey, AI art is good or AI art is stealing other people's styles like that. is good, but the people arguing for it, and it always makes me wonder. It's like I don't know how they're viewing everything. Like I don't understand their point of view. That because they're saying they're artists for using AI, but as people pointed out, the one that's drawing is the algorithm. It's like the commissioner asking for a commission and then saying like they're the artist who drew the art. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but it's making me think about, you know, is it worth struggling through all these things nowadays anymore? Like I have my reasons. I want to do things by my own two hands, so I want to be able to draw by myself. And then it's been extending it to, oh yeah, I feel like I guess struggling through everything kind of have some value. I don't know. Hello, Rez. Yes, what am I doing? Only the bottom part kind of makes sense. I think when these lines came in, it's really hard to see what's happening now. I'm gonna draw some contours and just get a feel for the vibes here. So this fire is a little bit flatter. It goes in and then up and then in. What is going on inside? It's like more turns and stuff. I think probably just simplify it. Is that a turn? Is that not a turn? So it goes underneath and then it comes back out. Kind of. The line's going down for some reason. That's fine. Am I learning? Am I learning yet? Hey chat, am I learning yet? Oh my god. I don't know how to think about this. Like if you think about this edge, it's really straightforward. It comes down, it just slacks on the table. I think that makes a lot of sense. So what makes it different from a fiber that's going this way then? So I guess this part is being pushed in, right? If this was pulled out, it would have all been straight, right? Same for this part, if we pull it apart. So this squishing in is causing it to fold on itself. That's causing these folds, which then propagates down, right? So if it were, okay, let's see. So if it were just completely flat, it would have been just this. Sorry, perspective, hello? Anyways, let's mark the turn, I suppose. Say the turn is here. So if it were completely stretched out, it would be like this. And then if we squish just the top, then that's where we get these overlaps here. So the side is fine. And I'll draw consistent curves with the other one. Now it's shorter, right? It's shorter, but it has overlap. So how do I want to draw those things? I guess I can just draw it like this. So I just draw it like this. So it would just have a crease here. If it's consistently squished, right? So it will be all consistent throughout. Alright, what's my body temperature? Man, my body temperature is kind of high still. 36.8. Is my room cold? I don't I don't feel anything different. It's just that it's been I've been on the upper end of 36 point something for the past 2 weeks now, possibly longer, because I don't feel any different from my baseline. It's just that during the feverish state, I got like 37.4, and then after that, we started noticing that, hey, it's not really going down, is it? Yeah, I don't know if it's a problem. I don't feel that different. Some of my stomach issues and stuff isn't necessarily getting worse, and it seems to be getting better. But then it kind of comes and goes, so it's also kind of hard to tell. So it's been a little bit, just a little bit wonky in general, everything. Yeah, maybe it's the art. Maybe it's the studies. I can also open up this, right? So if I open this up, it would be like this, and then open up would be that, and then other stuff would be stretched, open, and then this guy would... So if I start like this, at some point it would dissipate, right? Because it's gonna open up. Right. So it would just kind of open up like this. How would I render it? Yeah, it's kind of like this, right? So it's opening up. It dissipates the foe. Okay. So this would be no compression. Man, I can't write. Oh my god. So this is consistent. Music's kind of soft, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, now what? Let's see. So if I squish in its lengthwise, then it would... Then what? So if I push it in, I guess it can fold like this way? Right, makes sense, right? If it's consistent this way but it's pushing this way, it would just sit on its own self. It would slack this way. So the problem comes when it's stacked. Regeneration or infection? Yeah, I don't know if it's either or. Right, it could suggest there's this inflammation somewhere else in my body. A long term somewhere. I don't know, or maybe I'm just hot. Hit me up, ladies. It wouldn't make a lot of sense though, honestly, for my body temperature, baseline body temperature to be so high. Like, what I'm trying to say is there's people who have like a high baseline, even if they're not really infected. Sorry, not sick or anything. But I don't think it makes sense for me, because I don't eat enough. My metabolism is also, I think, provenly low for the past few years, especially with my lack of exercise and how I was always feeling cold. even just sitting around. So I think it doesn't make sense for me. Like that possibility. So something must be causing it then. So this is lengthwise. Okay, now how do I process this? I need to process both at the same time. So if both at the same time means that I don't have stuff like this, I need to ignore this because this means that the bottom already sort of, what's the word? Resolved the lateral sort of overlap that we had in the top, right? This already got resolved by the time we got to the bottom. We need something that is still there while we got to the bottom. So I guess this could be one. So like, let's say this part here, right? Because if it's coming down, I say like this is the contour. The cloth comes down. This part here is like a cone as it comes down, or it could be flat. But let's say it's just doing that. Usually it would just continue, but now it's being squished in. And I guess that's what caused this turn here. Because something must collapse here. So in this case, it went in. Right, it's like as though this opened up to another face here. How do I even break this down in my head? I'm wondering. Say that instead of this opens up. But it looks like there's a tension point here because of the way it works. So if I break it into this triangle here, it's like there's a face that's coming down and then an under. It's also like an overlap here. It's coming around and over. I don't really need to break it down to that extent. I feel like as long as we understand that what kind of situations do I use this shape, I think that's also fine. So this happens because we have overlap this way and we have compression this way. The compression in both sides as it comes down. This is one possible pattern. And then maybe like we can do some other patterns here and so on and so forth. And there's like a nice transition here from having compression to not having any. Right, so we have like 100%. Now let's say this is the 100% point, and that's a 0% here. So we get a smooth line, or we can get more compression that way. So that's one possible pattern. This will be another possible pattern as we come down. This one here comes down, and it has like a diamond here. It's like a kind of a diamond shape here. The fold itself comes in, and then some additional fabric comes out from the back. I should just get a piece of cloth and play around with it. It'd be easier than this. Do I have a piece of cloth? Don't know what's going on inside here in the back. This comes down. because it's not that simple here. I'm trying to break it down to just a tiny strip of cloth like this, but that's not the case here. There's additional cloth on the side that is then interacting and coming out of. I don't know where exactly. If I draw a straight line down, I don't know where exactly it would be. This way. And even if I do, I guess it doesn't make too much sense, since it depends on the material around it as well. It's clearly overlap underneath, right? So there's the one on top, there's one here, which is part of this, because this doesn't go all the way, it resolves here. And then there's one on top here, then there's one underneath, and then there's one more underneath here. So there's 3 parts to this. Yeah, I don't know, Lamau. Anyways, I guess I just do a sketch of this and then try to block in black and white stuff. They're always triangles. I feel like that's a simplification, like just a way to simplify it. Because like some of these shapes are interesting, I feel like. They're not necessarily triangles, but they are kind of angular. That's interesting. I'm just gonna break down a triangle here. Yeah, I wonder, like the breakdown to learn the structure. If I can understand what's going on with the way it works, that would be nice. If I can break it down to smaller pieces to use. Otherwise, I'll have to learn the entire thing as just a shape. Anyways, I'm gonna just like play around with this for a bit. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it's called pipe post, I forgot. I forgot. So the overlapping due to the lateral compression is forming pipe posts for these guys. And then they rest on the ground, plus getting pushed in. I feel really stiff drawing these guys, I don't know why. I guess it's because my hand doesn't really know what kind of shapes I want. Whereas if it's like tension stuff, you kind of just I think I've gotten used to it. So maybe it's just like a drawing thing. Like, let's draw more kind of thing. I need some more stuff to work with. It's kind of the same thing. Just having... Because I'm... Oh, wait. Is it because I'm drawing too big, I think? I'm not used to the way the brush behaves, I think. Something felt really off about the brush. I think I wasn't getting the sort of wider lines that I was expecting. Something? Oh, interesting. That behind that is in front of that. So maybe I'll time the line weight towards the how much overlap there is. So the more overlap it is, it'd probably be a darker line. Probably make it a little bit nicer. I think that makes a lot of logical sense. Sorry, what is this? That was on top. Ah. It's kind of scuffed. It's fine. Yes, Comet Observatory 1 right now it is. Something feels odd about this pen today. I don't know why it feels so weird. Maybe I'm just not fast enough. It feels so... Oh. Maybe it's just a line of confidence thing, because I don't know what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, it's a bit easier. Like, anatomy is a little bit easier. Because the structure is a lot clearer, I think. Or rather, I'm a lot clearer with the structure. Or is it? Hang on, 1 second. I'll wipe my tablet real quick. I usually wipe it with alcohol. Alcohol might leave some residue, I'm not sure. Could be a bit smoother, I think. Okay. Yeah, what is this on my... Is there something on my tablet? I can't see it, I can't feel it, but when I scratch it, it feels it's kind of different. What am I feeling here? What is this? There's nothing here. Am I going crazy? God. Is it the nib? I think maybe it's the nib. Maybe it's worn up to like a weird shape that is like interacting with the tablet a little bit weirdly. But anyways. Trying to break this down to something that's more manageable. Because I looked at this and the first thing I noticed is this part that is being pushed in. So it feels like this being pushed in caused like there to be a pivot right here. A singular point, almost. And then there's expansion from there. Whereas like this one is straightforward, it's all here and then it expands down. But then for the ones that are outstretched, they're expanded as well, right? But like the point at which each one comes from is different. It's like along this edge instead of from a singular point. So now it's like, what are these guys doing? Yeah, I mean, I could sand it down a little bit, I suppose. Have kind of like this. I have no idea. I don't know if people actually do that. But people sharpen the pencils, you know, like this isn't really that different, I guess. It's also like multiple layers here. Whereas this one don't really have it. And then this middle part is like, what? It's like some kind of twisting action here. It's like this is coming in, this is going up. So like this region here is under this sort of tension regime kind of thing. We have this, and then we have this, maybe it's causing this. Yeah, now that I think about it, like this is so much shorter. Where's all the tension here? Where'd it go? How come there's no compression like this? This one is being squished in, but like it's pushing this thing up. So there is like a turn here. Like a sort of lateral turn. This one doesn't have anything. Maybe it's like just folded underneath or something. Like, I see the edge of the fabric here though. Alright. Magic. And now I'm wondering if there's any similar patterns between the previous one and this one. Because if there is, then we can identify some... Maybe try to find some logic behind it. Let me see if we can bring it over. These guys need to go outside. It feels more like a study, where I'm actually trying to break stuff down structurally like this. My usual breakdown is less of structure and more of just how people do layers. This is pretty new. presumably something here, but this is being lifted up. Maybe have this as the pattern. Interesting. This music actually kind of bothers me more than some of the other ones. I think it's like it's just audible, but also not really audible. You can't really hear the melody line. There's nothing to carry like a consistent train of thought. It doesn't feel like there's progress. I mean, the video title is very accurate. It's Super Mario Galaxy music to float away to. It really feels like you're just floating around a circle. I think having the melody to carry progress, I think is kind of important. I'm gonna... Oh, find something else for me. After this one. Don't really see anything else. Anyways, okay, what else can I do here? Okay, so what do I do here? How do I study this? What do I actually do here? I don't really know. I'll trace it once first, I guess. Let's try it. I'm tracing to kind of get a feel for some of the curve as well. I want to see how to do the lines in a sense, like the quality of the lines, like what is thicker, what is thinner, and how it would come out to look like. If I do it by myself without tracing, I'm gonna have a bunch of random ass shapes that doesn't look like the original, and it's gonna be very annoying and it's gonna be very distracting. I just want to see how it might look like if I just trace it and focus more on the line itself. Hello, Loyola. Yeah, like the top part is pretty straightforward. It's just this compression part where there's lateral compression and this lengthwise compression. So widthwise and lengthwise coming together. And also maybe some weird twisty action because of the way they laid the fabric out, but right. I need to go back to Genshin music. Holy shit. Put it down to 12. Check is 12. Recalibrate this real quick. 73, 70. I feel like, yeah, like trying to understand this, it seems kind of impossible. But so far, what I've experienced is that sometimes when you, like most of the times when I'm drawing pose, I feel like I'm just putting down shapes. I don't really think too much about the structure too much. But sometimes when the shapes go down, I can start to see a little bit of structure, and then I follow that structure that I see then. So right now, I don't think I'm gonna learn the structure here per se, but I think if I do enough of these, there's just like a backlog, like a sort of library in my head that once in a while pops up to the surface, and then I can reference it for a little bit, and then it'll disappear again. So I'm not expecting like a big leap. Like this is one of the cases where it's like, hey, if you just know the structure well enough, you can just do it. I don't think it... So I don't really see how you can learn it just like this. I don't know how to learn this. So I'll just try to give myself some ammo for the future, perhaps. What am I looking at? Oh, it's like some of these guys I wouldn't draw them, right? This would just be done later with the rendering. Like, how about, like, what is this? It doesn't look very nice like this, does it? What is different then? Right, but if I don't draw anything, it implies it's flat. So there should be lines here anyways. So really the problem is the tip then. No, but it could also be flat like this though. It could also be flat. I suppose, yeah, it could. Oh. Right, but if the logic is the more overlap there is, the thicker the lines, then this part should fade out. Because it doesn't bulge over like that. That means at this line here, it actually is flat. Does that make sense though? Then where did the excess fabric go? This is probably photoshopped, right? Oh. Oh, I'm peeking out. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If I just resolve it normally, it would be fine too, I think. thing? Alright, we'll just keep it quiet here. I think it's probably better to not do anything at all. If I take out the picture, that's kind of janky. Looks kind of weird though. If there wasn't like a photo backing this up, this is like, would it really look like this? But I guess it does. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this really looks like, oh yeah, I guess it makes sense. So they did it on purpose just so they can study like different types of foes, but it's probably not very natural to have stuff like this, just like by maybe like, you know, placing it. Or like having people sit down with like loose clothing. It's funky. I think I'll do the rendering afterwards at one go across everything, so I can go through all of the shapes. Sometimes I feel like it's just I feel like maybe if I do everything at once, it's a little bit easier to notice some patterns. Maybe. Like I tried to do here, but I don't really see anything. Do a quick sketch of this real quick. How would I do this? So it's not here. This is coming here. Just dissipates. Or treat it like this. That's 4. Right, okay. So this part is the same as this part. Then does it match? Kind of, unless it dissipates, let's say. But it could also be 1 to 2. It depends on the contour. Because the contour is When you're studying skin, I am thinking, do you need to know the hard and soft right away? But isn't that what you're studying though? Is that not just precisely what you're studying? Because skin in general, there's not much texture. So when you're studying how to render skin, what you're really studying is the hard and soft edge, is it not? Because you're trying to figure out, hey, which part of the anatomy do I have harder edges? Like maybe some of the bone landmarks? Or depending on your stylization, maybe like some of the dips of the, like in between the muscles and stuff. And then which part is softer, so which part has like a larger transition. Yeah, I feel like that would be the point. Yeah. Anyways, this compression on the sleeve, I think I've seen a lot of people simplify it down to axis and stuff. But the thing I'm only just realizing now is that the axis, shit, where do I even start? Like, cause like we have these axes here, but it's from this view that we're having, right? Like, and this is a cylinder, so the assumption is that the behavior of the fabric is consistent around this entire surface. So if we see axes here, there must be axes from other angles too, and those axes are right here, right? And then I'm starting to notice that, hey, I see some like sideways axe here, but I don't see any on this side. And then I see that, hey, we have these dips on this side, but we don't really have such big dips on this side. Then I'm realizing that because of the axe, like the axe here is basically formed as you're squeezing down, that's causing a part to bulge out and a part to dip inside, right? So what that means is that these sides, we're really seeing these axes from the side, because this would be like, if this was the path that forms the axe, this would go to the other side to form the axe, and the other side will come down to form to this side, right? We're viewing like this thing from the side. So that then affects the shapes that we draw, because if we have a contour like this, and if this contour is like this, it implies we're seeing the axe from the side, which means some of these gaps here would go all the way to the edge, versus on this side, they would not go to the edge. It wouldn't go all the way to this edge. There would be something else here, because if this went all the way there, then I guess that should be about here, then. So what that means is that if I ever want to draw my own stuff, let's say the arm is here, I can do like some random contours. I can have one side that has nothing and I have one side have more stuff. I will know that I need to place these gaps a little bit closer to this side, as opposed to this side. And then this side I might have some sideways ones, like these guys here. So maybe I'll bring it in here. And then I don't know what else yet. I haven't gotten that far yet. But yeah, like I think that's an interesting discovery for today. And then there's some interlocking stuff with the red and blue, because the one that I attempted was really plain. There were two issues with this. Let's just move this over. This one here. Oh, actually, I kind of erased the original sketch. The original sketch is a bit clearer, the problem. I think this is spread over too evenly. There's too much space here and there. Because for the most part, it seems like these axes are kind of squished, at least for this material and for this compression level. So if I'm trying to replicate that, I will kind of have to squish this a little bit more. This is a bit too wide here. And also, it's too consistently distributed. There is no... What's the word? Areas with less squish and areas with more squish. So maybe there should be less here and less here. And then these guys can be squished down even more. Maybe like a smaller area here. Something like that maybe. So there's some spacing issue, some detail balancing issue, and then also the... It's probably not good to draw stuff like this, right? If you have a side profile, it's always weird when things are perfectly balanced like this. So I was trying to see how it was interlocking the shapes. So you can have one set here. Was it? And then this one was staggered, kind of, because we don't have that thing here. I don't know. Just some notes for now. I think like as I do more here, I'll probably see more patterns. Get a feel for different materials and stuff. Like this yellow one is like super... It's like a lot thinner or something. It's a lot more folds. And this is like half the thing too. Because that's the other part, which is actually sketching it and rendering it. Like I don't really like shapes like these. Because it's too noisy, it feels like. There's a lot of these sort of uglier forms, I think. So if I were to sketch it, I wouldn't want to sketch it to look like this, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like there should be a cleaner representation. Probably if I just ignore all the gaps in the middle, it'll be fine. And then also when it comes to rendering, the shapes to use and stuff. I don't think I've drawn... I mean, I have kind of done it before, I think. But back then I was just copying shapes. I wasn't thinking too much. Oh yeah. Oh man, this yellow one. It's just the overlaps being done to the extreme. Because there's a lot more slack. So basically what I'm saying is this is more compressed then. What I'm trying to say is that more compressed. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's right, so what's the difference between the two materials if it's thinner? Let me see. I can see some differences. This one's probably better. So this one gets to form much thinner axis just because it's thinner material. So it's easier to squish down. There's probably also more overlaps. Oh no, but that's compression problem. And then there's like more random stuff in here, I feel like. Because this would be the axe here. But instead of having something clear inside. But we have stuff here too. Okay, never mind. Viewing from the top and the bottom. access. It's like more noisy stuff here. Oh man. How would I even break it down here? It just disappears because of the overlap. Yes, thank you, George. I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. Afternoon. Huh. So it's a function of what? It's a cube. This is a cube. Huh. I could pull. I'll be right back. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I was gonna study the other clothing, but I think I don't have enough time anyway, so if I want to do something that is color related, clothing related, I might as well just go back to this. So that's what I would do. Hello, Dubay. I know who that is. E5 Thorns Dance. Actually, I have them open on my Chrome. I was wondering if I wanted to do a study of their some of the renders that they did. They are one of the cornerstones that's holding down my Blender reference part of the part of my PureRef board. Because they have some really insane stuff. Kind of hard to see this clearly because it's so big. Get rid of that. Man, this is where I'd like to be able to get to one day. With Blender, of course. I'm not gonna render any of this. Other than the characters, probably. Maybe paint over the Blender render, but like... At least in terms of like, the amount of props and detail. This is like the ultimate goal. Anyway, so thank you, Duvet. Yeah, even if I want to do a render, like a study of this, I don't know where I would start, honestly. Even with the line setup. With the base color setup, then what? Some gradients due to light fall? 30 blue. Oh, great. Now let's see. Huh. What the? What the? What is this? It's like rectangular tubes, square tubes. What's it used for? Carpet? It looks very interesting. It looks like a bunch of like tiny buildings, you know, like from top down. Yeah, some Blender stuff. I'm not looking at the clothing render because I'm kind of stuck. I think the shapes looks kind of ugly. I mean, like, I'm just trying to get the colors right at the moment, but at some point I need to hop over to stylization land because I don't really want to render. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that it's not as tight as I perceive it to be though. Like when I zoomed out, I guess like all the Blender stuff is holding the details. I don't really notice like all these uneven lines and like lines going over out of bounds a little bit. $2021, let's see. I don't know if we get to touch Blender this year, man. Like, I gotta sort out rendering first before I can justify hopping over to Blender. Because if I can't draw, then there's not much point. I was wondering if I want to do a study of this. I was looking at this just before stream started. Not because of the subject matter, just because of the clothing. I wanted some with more faux and stuff. I think for the most part, it seems like most of the detail comes from backgrounds. Like some of the clothing stuff is pretty. Oh, there's just not a lot of it. I feel like this one's better actually. So many colors in there. What kind of gray? So yeah, so I'm just looking at the. Oh, I see. Okay, I have to look at all the transitions between shapes. It's also not as, you know, clean as I feel that it is. Like, so because there are those out there that render the shapes really clearly, right? Yeah, I'm stuck on the bigger shapes. big shapes into small shapes. Anyway, thanks again, Duve. I definitely want to do something with the artist's stuff. Like some kind of study, some kind of breakdown. At some point. At some point. Oh, man. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? I'm ignoring the tail for now, because I just want to do a study of the colors here. Do something here. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? We've been on Genshin for a while now, I think. Right, beyond this, I don't really know what to do. I think probably find like a reference for the type of rendering, like how to simplify some shapes, and then just go for it. But it's interesting that compared to like even just a few months ago, I think like right now like the state is not very polished, right? There's a lot of rough stuff, and I have no idea where to go from here. But I still feel I don't feel as lost as I did before. It feels like I don't know if lost is the right word. I just don't feel so bad about it. Like it doesn't look good, but I'm also not like, yeah, this is the end of me anymore. That being said, though, like going above this level of quality, I need to start to I need to tie down the background perspective a little bit before I can render the background. That's for sure. Hair shapes, I have no idea, and for the most part, skin. I also don't have any clear idea of the kind of... But skin is probably the easiest one, that's for sure. And clothing, I need to figure out some shapes. And it's also missing some colors too. Yeah, clothing is still missing some colors. I need to break down this more. But... It's gonna take these guys out, I don't need this. Yeah, I don't really like the clothing because I didn't set it up exactly the same, especially with the hair and stuff. There should be more additional interaction. And also just the shape in general. I don't really like it, I guess, but it is what it is, I suppose. I also feel like it's too saturated, but I don't know how to bring it down right now. It just looks really out of place. Oh dang, I got the hue exactly right, but the... I guess this is it. It is that saturated in some of these parts, but what about this? This is quite off. Why is too purple? What about here? For the most part, it is... It is what is there. It's just mine is a bit too purple, but... It is kind of it. Is this too dark? Okay, it's too dark. Right, but this is so saturated though if I push it over. If I make this better disappear. Better? About the same. Uh, I don't know how this is gonna end up. I also don't really know where to go from here. I have some ideas. If I tie down the perspective, I get the background a little bit more tight. That's progress. Simplifying the clothing. I guess it's simplification now. Because now that we have all the colors in there, and a bunch of messy shapes, I just need to tie down the shapes and figure out what color goes where, into which shape. If we can do that, then we can make progress. So this will be the path forwards, I guess. I think I'll hop off for today, and then I'll continue tomorrow. Yes, thank you guys for joining. We're still learning stuff, I think. So that's good. Yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. Goodbye.